Hello and a pleasant good morning to all of you. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday morning, and thank you for tuning in on KADQ 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett, and I am broadcasting all the Mountain View and Lyman matches during this entire weekend of play. Well, it's not the match that Mountain View certainly expected to be in, as Mountain View and Powell are going to play today. Mountain View was in a semifinal match, a state semifinal last night. Unfortunately, they fell in 3 sets to Rollins in that semifinal match. It was a hard-fought match between the Buffaloes and the Outlaws. So the Buffaloes had an early morning. They're going to be waking up and ready to play here just before 10:30 in the morning, as both teams are set. Our 4A and 2A courts also sitting and waiting for their introductions to be announced. The 1A court still in the 4th set. Looks like they're going to be going to a 5th set as well. So the 1A court running a little slow today, but there is a substantial break in between these sessions. Once again, if Mountain View were to win today, win in this match, they will play again at 2 p.m. So they will have a little mini break, not an extended break, but just say for all intents and purposes, this match ends around noon, which is usually the par for the course, about a 90-minute volleyball match. Might run a little bit longer. They'll have about a 2-hour break before they hop back out on the court for that 3rd place match. It is a separate session, so I think they might clear the building of fans and spectators before the semifinal, before the 3rd place match, and then the finals matches happening live here in Casper as both teams are set. The announcements for the starting lineups have been made. As on court 3A, we have Powell and Mountain View. It's going to be a rematch of last weekend's regional action. Mountain View was able to take that one in 4 sets. Powell had to rebound and win a set late to take a set in that match. So let's see how Mountain View comes out. Obviously, Powell lost on day 1 to Douglas, so Powell has been fighting to stay alive in their playoff run here in Casper, try to get back to 3rd place after losing on day 1. Mountain View, their wound is more open, more fresh, I guess you could say, because they lost last night in a match that they could have gone to the championship match, but they lost, so that's how that worked out. We are all set and ready to go here as Powell will serve. With the ball is Stenerson, one of the captains for the Powell team. They'll send it over on the other side of the net. Haley Stevens going to get the first spike of the game, of the match. She will not be able to finish it. Stenerson rolls it in the back row to Bugis on the outside. Georges going to set it up to Lindy Herford. Lindy Herford smacks it over a block. Going out of play is a Powell defender to keep it alive. Georges with the ball again is going to set it up to Lindy Herford, and there's a block at the net, but it goes all the way back, sailing out of play at the end of the court, and that is how the first point is won. So Mountain View with a 1-0 advantage, and Lindy Herford will serve. Gets it over, back row attack there from Stenerson. Has been very active here for Powell in the first 2 points. This one's going to be set up in the middle. Jaslyn Haney cannot get it. Frankie Jenkins bumps it over her head backwards. Free ball coming in. Attack there from Powell, not able to be finished. Georges just has to do something with it. She tosses it over the net. Blocked at the net there from Stevens on a Powell attempt. And it's back to Georges. Georges going to set up Stevens in the middle, and Stevens miscalculates her jump there, and she spikes it into the net. And it's 1-1 here in set number 1 of this consolation match, with plenty on the line as both teams are fighting to play one more match, and that would be an important one, a 3rd place match. So at least something coming out of this weekend if you win 2 matches today. We did see Douglas advance over Lander in the previous consolation match, so Douglas awaits the winner at 2 p.m. I did see Douglas exit the gym, so I think they're going to use that mini break that they have, maybe get some breakfast, some lunch, and get all ready to go. After a service error, Mountain View got the ball back. Georges over to Jenkins, cannot finish it. Georges with the ball again. Lindy Herford's going to set this up to Jenkins on the left side. Jenkins taps it over. Haney is there for Powell. Kept it alive. Georges Back to Jenkins. Jenkins throws it off of the face of a Powell defender. That went right into the face of Hartley Thorrington, and she's kind of rubbing her head there. That's got to hurt. She had her arms down, ready to dig the ball, and the ball came right at her face. Not quick enough reactions to save her face from that one. And it's a Mountain View point. Free ball sent over from Frankie Jenkins. This can be given to Thorrington on the outside. Thorrington looking to repay the favor of the last point, but Stevens is there, and Mountain View going headhunting early here as Lindy Herford slams it from the right side all the way into the back left corner. Ashton Henney is there. She uses her face to defend that one, and it does not go how Powell wanted, and that's another Mountain View point. So headhunting here early, maybe some frustration from last night. I don't think that was intentional, but it's funny that twice in a row that's happened. Haley Herford sends it over the net, and Powell trying to get it back over on the other side of the net. That's going to be a double touch there, and it will be a Mountain View point. So 5-1 here in this second match of the day here from Casper, and that is an ace. Lindy Herford barely floated that one over the net, and a diving effort from Powell was not quick enough, and it's 6-1. And that one is long out of play. I might have said Herford with that last serve. That was actually Stevens on the ace, and Stevens flexes her muscles here as she sends it about 20 feet long out of play. So nice little laugh there. I think she realized she put way too much under it right after she hit it. So Powell will serve, and Rinker checks into the match for the first time. And this one, Rinker on a block from Georges, and nope, that's going to get right by Rinker and go out of play. And that will be a Powell point. So Powell trying to fight their way back into this first set, trailing 6-3 in this one. Ashton Henney serves it. Georges going to set up wide to Jenkins on the left side. Jenkins going to eliminate any chance of a Powell point there. Aubrey Stenderson was there in the back right corner, but it was kind of to her right, and she had to lean out, and because of that, the ball didn't go the direction she had planned. 7-3, Mountain View with the lead here. Ashton Henney over to Stenderson. Stenderson cannot finish. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins swinging, and Frankie Jenkins connects, but it's too long. Just missed that back line as she hit it from the left side, tried to go to that back right corner and just missed. And Powell will serve. That is Hartley Thorrington, and Hartley Thorrington clips the tape of the net. It rolls over, and Bugis in the back row tried to make a dive for it, but being one of the smaller players on the court usually does not work out when you're diving for a ball, so that is an ace. Bugis able to receive this serve, gets it over to Georges. Georges to Herford. Herford cannot finish. Georges gets it back, though. She's going to give it to Rinker in the middle, and Rinker slams it home, and that will be a point for Mountain View as their bench jumps up, stumps the court, and they will get a point. So 8-5 here, Mountain View leading in this match. On the outside, this one is going to be spiked from the left side, goes all the way to the right corner and misses there. That was Aubrey Stenderson, the senior for the Powell Panthers, missing that one. And Frankie Jenkins has the ball ready to serve. And this serve will get over the net onto the Powell side. And Powell returns it, but it goes back to the Mountain View side, and it's out of play. No one on Mountain View touches it. They let it drop, and that's going to be another Mountain View ace. So a lot of aces in this first set. I don't know if it's because it's Saturday morning and it's early. Some of the girls might be tired, but albeit both teams enjoying some aces early on. Georges gets the ball back from Powell, gives it over to Rinker. Rinker just slaps it over the net. And a back row attack from Ashton Henney there. Jenkins going to back row attack this one, and Jenkins just missed in that back right corner. The Lions judge clearly making that call, and it is out of play. So as it stands, it is 10-6 here. Powell trailing, but serving here. Natalie Ostermiller serving. This one's going to be set up to Herford. Lindy Herford on the left side. She's going to go to that right sideline, and she's going to find it about a couple feet beyond that tee line, that back row attack line. And that's where she plants it, right on the sideline, and that's a point for Mountain View. Bugis back to serve here. Bugis, a line drive serve, goes to the back left corner. Powell receives. They're going to bump this one over. Free ball. Bugis comes in sliding to keep it alive. Good play there. Sends it over to Haley Herford. Haley Herford taps it over a double block of the coach's daughter, Rachel Bonander. And I believe that was a Devin Curtis in for a double block. No need there, as Haley Herford tapped it right over and landed it in front of that back row. 12-6 in this one. Bonander missed on that far sideline. Bonander tried to go near right side and go to that far left sideline, and she missed. Head coach Diana Timms giving signals to Bugis. Once again, Bugis, one of those players that can have multiple different serves. So Diana Timms has a clipboard. She puts her hand behind the clipboard where only Bugis can see it, and that's what serve and which direction she tries to tell her where to go. So it's an advantage for Mountain View when that happens. Long rally here. Lindy Herford rolls it over the net. Bonander taps it over a double block. Herford going to get set. This one's going to go to Haley Herford on the right side, and that is a Mountain View point. Had to pause there. I'm not sure. Wasn't sure initially which side the ball fell on after that block, but it did fall on the Powell side. So 14-6. Powell trying to get their team back into it, and that is going to be another ace there. And head coach Randy Bonander is going to take a timeout. So will we on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. Stay tuned for this consolation match.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Back here in Casper, where the Mountain View Lady Buffalo and the Powell Lady Panthers are out here competing on what amounts to day 3 of action, as both teams have seen their championship hopes come to an end, but that does not mean their season has come to an end. And it's nice to see Mountain View at least attempting to rally back together here and come together as a team after a disappointing semifinal loss last night. Serve from Bugis gets over the net. Powell just smacks it over. Lindy Herford back onto the Powell side, and that's blocked by Haley Herford at the net. And that one by Stenerson falls into Stenerson's lap after getting blocked, and that's another Mountain View point. 16-6 in this first set. So let's see if Powell's got anything left in the gas tank after trailing here in set number 1. 17-6 now, as Bonander tried to go back left corner and missed. And that is another Mountain View point, as Bugis will serve, get the directions from her coach. And that one is another ace, so Bugis on a long serving run here. Successful. Bugis turns to the ball girl, will get the ball. Ball rolls out on the court, so they'll just toss it out of play. And Bugis looks to be ready to serve. She will. And this one's a floater just over the net. Almost got Powell off guard, but Powell was there. Bonander slaps it over the net. Back onto the Powell side after a Bugis dive. Bugis comes in on the back row, takes this first ball over to Georges. Lindy Herford rolls it over the net, cannot finish. Blocked at the net, and both Haley Herford and Frankie Jenkins dove for it, but just missed that one, and it is 18-7. 18-7 as the 1A court has wrapped up their 5th set. A loud cheer goes through the arena on that one. And after Powell's first point in a while, they're going to get an ace on that one as Bonander sends it off the arms of Haley Herford on the back right side. Powell going left to right on your dial. Mountain View in the purple and black going right to left. And that's going to be a service error. I almost said ace. A service error as that one goes long out of play from Bonander. And a point for Mountain View. Blocked at the net, jump ball. Stevens nearly finished it. She attacked it off the net. Stevens will get another chance here, and Stevens attacks it, sends it to the back row, and not quick enough is Natalie Ostermiller of Powell there as she sends it long out of play off of Ostermiller's arms, and it's 20-8. Pukas with a little error there. She tried to throw the ball back to her teammate Haley Herford and badly missed, but she had a nice laugh about that one. Not a laughing matter is Haley Herford's serve as she sends a rocket right off the arms of Bonander in the back corner there. And that's another ace. So I believe that's 8 or 9 aces here in the first set for Mountain View. And that's another one. Count another one as two players in the back row, Ashton Henney for Powell, kind of stepped away thinking maybe her teammate was about to get it. And unfortunately for her, that's not what happened, and that's going to be a Mountain View point. And the service run for Haley Herford comes to an end as she serves it into the net there, and the service error will give the ball back to Powell here in this match. Alive. And a double hit there will give the point to Powell. So 22-11 is the score now. After that double hit. Frankie Jenkins sends it over the net to Georges. In the middle, Lindy Herford smacks at it and out of play. No touch at the net, goes straight out of play, and that's another Powell point. So 22-12 is the score now. As Herford goes on the outside, Haley Stevens swinging for it and connects. That is a kill for Haley Stevens. Was attacking that from the middle. She went to the back right corner and found some room there. Diving effort there from Powell. Off the serve, not quick enough, and that will be another Mountain View point here. 24-12, our first set point here for Mountain View, as that is attacked from the outside, and that is missed by about 10 feet, and that's how the first set will end. Aubrey Stenderson could not connect with it, and it is a 25-12 first set. Mountain View looking motivated. They want to still get an award. They still want to be recognized as the third best team in the 3A conference in 2018. They'll have to win this match and the next in order to do so. Stay tuned and see if that is going to be accomplished by the Mountain View Buffaloes on KADQ 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Your mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results. When you have any mechanical problems, always think of Reese Auto Service in Lyman first. Doug and the mechanics at Reese Auto Service work on everything from your lawnmower and snowblower to cars, trucks, farm and ranch equipment, and semis. You can also get tires for anything you need at Reese Auto Service. Always visit Reese first. You'll get...
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Back here in Casper, where the Mountain View Buffalo have taken set number 1 away from Powell, the Lady Panthers, 25-12 that first set. Diana Timms pacing up and down the sideline, kind of looking up and down her bench, trying to see what she's got. The down official grabs the official lineup sheet. Both Haley Hereford and Allie Bugis dancing on the court, as they do. If you have followed or watched any Mountain View matches during this season, that is something that you will see, is a lot of dancing, which nothing wrong with that for sure, as long as the girls are having fun. This serve received by Thorington of Powell, and that one's set up wide on the outside. Devin Curtis swinging, and Devin Curtis connecting. Gets a piece of that one and sends it right by Bugis. And Powell has the first point of set number 2. That serve over the net. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins swinging for it. And Frankie Jenkins connects, and Stenderson sticks out her arm, but cannot finish the point there. Cannot keep it alive, rather. And that's going to be a Mountain View point. So Mountain View will send Stevens back to serve. Rinker comes back in favor of Bugis in the front row. Stevens diving. Rinker blocked at the net, kept alive by Stevens right behind Rinker. Jenkins will get it. She rolls it off the block, kept alive by Powell. This one's going to be set up in the middle, and that was number 11, Jaslyn Haney. I think that's the first time I've said her name today. And she gets the kill there for Powell. So Powell fans probably outnumber the Mountain View fans about 3-1 here, and in the arena, they're trying to make some noise, trying to get their team motivated. Rinker gets the set in the middle, and Rinker tries to go to that back left corner, cannot hit it. It is wide out of play, and 3-1 is the score for Powell. Powell back to serve. That was Natalie Ostermiller, and we will have a stoppage of play as a ball comes in. The chair umpire not happy. I think a ball girl actually threw that one in, thinking that they needed a ball maybe. So we will replay the serve. This one gets over. Jenkins receives. Jenkins gets it back after a set from Georges into the net. No touch. So when Georges touched it again, it is a Powell point. So 4-1 here. Powell jumping out early in set number 2 after trailing 25-12 in set 1. Jenkins receives the serve. Georges back to Jenkins. Jenkins pushes it over a double block, and that hit the ground. Yes, it did hit the ground. Momentarily, it looked like Powell had kept it alive, but it did hit the ground. I did see it collide off one of the girls' faces, so unfortunately for them, they're just need to put in a mouth guard there, make sure they don't lose any teeth after. That view has connected off of the face several times of Powell defenders. 5-2 is the score here. Powell with the lead, and serving is the libero, Ashton Henney. Henney will get it over. Frankie Jenkins receives in the back left corner. Jenkins going to swing from the middle. Cannot finish the point on the outside. Thorington, she's going to try. Bugis is there to receive. Georges back sets it to Haley Hereford. Good reactions there, and a carry. I said good reactions there by Georges, who had come up right behind Hereford after that swing, but turns out her palms were facing upwards. It was a carrying violation. 6-2 the lead here as Ashton Henney serves again. Jenkins after a bad set there from Georges, and Georges is actually going to get called for a double hit there on the set. You could tell just by the path of the ball that was not how she intended to hit that ball, and because of it is a Powell point. Georges going to set this one up to Rinker in the middle, and Rinker goes right after the libero, Ashton Henney. She dives and comes up just short on that one. And it is a 7-3 lead here for Powell, but Mountain View leads by a set count of 1-0. Frankie Jenkins back to serve, jump serve, goes right over to Hartley Thorington. Bonander on the left side will get it. She'll swing for it. Bugis looked like she was going to dive into her own bench. Girl has quickly jumped out of the way on the bench there. No protection, but Bugis relents at the last second, does not make the dive, and it is a Powell point. Bugis, second ball, bumps it over to Lindy Hereford. Lindy Hereford, spike, cannot finish it. Thorington sends it out of play there. Actually, not Thorington, Shootman. Sabrina Shootman tried to just bump it over, give a free ball to Mountain View, but she tried to hit that sideline on the far right side, and she could not get it. So Bugis back to serve here, one of the best servers for Mountain View, and just as I say that, she gets an ace. So that is really just credit to the serving of Allie Bugis and the coaching as well, being able to have multiple different serves where Diana Timms just sticks up a finger 1-2, or I believe it's 3, and that kind of determines where the ball is going and where the direction and how hard the serve will be. That certainly helps out Mountain View a lot. This one attacked from Bonander as the ball squirted onto the Powell side, kept alive momentarily, and that is a carry on Mountain View. So that'll be a Powell point there as a bump set found its way onto the Powell side of the net. Bonander in the middle just attacked it in that jump ball situation on the top of the net. Looked to finish it, and she did after the carrying violation. So 9-5 here. Diving effort there. Frankie Jenkins tried to get it over to Stevens, but Stevens had to try to pancake it and just missed. So it's 10-5. Powell with the lead here in set number 2. And just like that, timeout for Diana Timms. We're going to stay right here on mylocalradio.com and KADQ 98.3 on your radio stations as the Powell fans get up and look to cheer here. Some of those fans, as I had said last weekend, very generous, very courteous. Do appreciate the Powell fans. The Worland fans also very nice last weekend. So Mountain View, after welcoming them into their home building last weekend for the 3A West Regionals, has kind of gone into enemy territory. Obviously, it's not a home match for Powell, but obviously much closer for Powell than it is in Casper for Mountain View. I believe it's an hour, maybe hour and a half, I think I heard from a Powell fan. The trip from Powell to Casper. Mountain View, it's about 4 to 4.5 hours, so longer bus ride, longer trip for some of their fans. Back out of the timeout, Ostermiller to serve. Frankie Jenkins sticks up her hands, and she had given up on the play. Had she not given up on the play, she might have been able to turn around and keep it alive there as Bugis went about 30 feet out of the court to keep it alive after Jenkins sent it backwards over her head, and the ball kind of almost hit Jenkins in the back as Bugis somehow was able to keep it alive, but the ball falls to the ground. 11-5, Powell. Lindy Hereford just going to push this one short left. Bugis, Stevens bumps it over. Free ball coming in for Powell. Ostermiller going to set up Bonander. Blocked at the net from Stevens. Kept alive, though. On the outside, that is Stenerson trying to finish it. Cannot. This one's going to be set up for Lindy Hereford, and making a dive for it there was number 21, Jasmine Lensgrave. And Lensgrave, the ball was going over her head, so she just kind of had to stick up her fist and try to punch at it unsuccessfully. And that one is out of play, almost on that sideline. The official right there on the line, she called it out. Might have been in, but as it stands, it was a serve straight out through the court, and it is 12-6, Powell leading. Georges on the outside, going to set up Stevens. Stevens attacks it off a block. Powell, they're going to attack this one now, and nobody went up for a block for Mountain View, and that let Devin Curtis just get an easy kill as it actually touched the tape of the net and just kind of rolled right in front of that back line. Frankie Jenkins over to Georges, and two players come together. Stevens does get this one, and she hits it out of play. So Frankie Jenkins and Haley Stevens were right there, and they both had their arms out looking to bump that ball over the net on the third ball, and miscommunication leads Haley Stevens to send it out of play. Frankie Jenkins receives this serve. This one's going to be set up to Lindy Hereford on the back right. Bugis. Georges in the middle, looking to get to Haley Stevens. She's going to try to aim for that right corner, cannot get it. Georges again on the outside, Lindy Hereford. She just taps this one, it rolls over the net. Still alive as Bugis. Georges on the outside, Lindy Hereford gets it to the back row. Lensgrave is there on the outside, and that one is set long out of play. Aubrey Stenerson could not find the back right corner. Once again, if you're just joining us, Mountain View in their true purple, what they have worn for the majority of the season. Powell in the black tops, black bottoms. Powell going right to left on your dial. Mountain View going left to right. On the outside, just rolled over the net there. Stevens takes the first ball. Georges sets it up to Frankie Jenkins. A little off the net there, but still able to be put over by Jenkins. Rolled over the net there, and somebody touched the net. I think it was Frankie Jenkins on that one. Frankie Jenkins on a double block with Haley Stevens. Her hand, when she was coming down, just grazed the net there, scraped the net, and it's 15-7. Powell leading here in set number 2, trying to get this match back even at 1. Georges going to set this up wide. Frankie Jenkins taps it over, keeps it alive. Is Ostermiller on the Powell side. This is Thorington trying to finish it. Jenkins is there, gets it over to Georges, and someone hits the net again. This time it was Haley Stevens after a attempt on a kill, attempt on a spike there. On her follow-through, she went right into the net. 16-7, Powell leading in this second set, trailing 1-0. Frankie Jenkins going to get this set on the outside, rolls it off the net, kept alive. Ostermiller's going to give a free ball to Mountain View. Lindy Herford, Georges over to Jenkins, blocked at the net though, kept alive. Georges sets it over to Bugis for a back row attack in the middle, cannot finish it. Henny is there, the libero. And back onto the Mountain View side. This one's going to be attacked by Frankie Jenkins. Frankie Jenkins from that left side goes cross court on the right sideline, the near sideline closest to us, right in front of that Powell bench. And that is a kill. So 16-8. Mountain View not done here in this second set. They're going to try to fight their way back into this one. On the outside, Ostermiller's going to swing for it. Georges gets the second ball. Jenkins back to Ostermiller. This one's going to be set up in the middle for Powell and through the hands of Haley Herford, and that is, yes, a double hit there. I'm not sure if it was called initially, but it was called by the up official as Stevens had her hands out to set the ball and kind of went off of one hand and through the other, so a double hit there. Back to serve is Powell. On her knees, Haley Herford keeps it alive. Rinker comes in to just bump it over the net. Ostermiller sets it up middle, and swinging on that one is Jaslyn Haney, and Jaslyn Haney does not connect solidly on that one, and it's 17-9, Powell leading here in set number 2. Thorington in the middle, a back row attack there. That was Stennerson, could not finish it. Jenkins bumps it over the net on the outside, just going to be bumped in the middle, attacked there by Jaslyn Haney, and Jaslyn Haney not going to miss on that one. It is 18-9, and Diana Timms will take her second and final timeout here of set number 2. Her team is trailing 18-9. Will Mountain View rebound, or will they pick it back up for set 3, tied at 1? Join us on KADQ 98.3 and mylocalradio.com to find out.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Back here in Casper, Wyoming, Powell with a 18-9 advantage in this match. The second match of the day on the 3A court, consolation match. We saw, or if you did not see, I guess I saw, Douglas defeat Lander in that opening match here on the 3A court. The winner will play Douglas later today in the third place match. That will happen at 2 p.m. Thorington in the middle. Bonander is going to get set. Bonander pushes it to the back line. Bugis saw that it was going in. Lindy Herford let it go, but Bugis from the middle tried to make a diving effort, could not save it, and it's 19-9. So Mountain View trying to stay alive here in this second set. They're against the 8 ball, trailing by 10 points here. Georges going to set this up wide to Haley Herford. Haley Herford missed connection there as that one goes blasting into the net on that one, and it is 20-9. On the outside, Ashton Henney will serve. She gets it over. In comes Frankie Jenkins to receive the serve. Georges gives it over to Rinker. Rinker back line. Henney is there. And this one's bumped all the way to the front line. Hartley Thorington attacks it. Georges going to set this up wide to Jenkins, and Jenkins able to tap it over. And a couple diving defenders there. That was Hartley Thornton and Sabrina Shootman came together to try to pick that ball up off the ground. Could not get there in time. And it's 20-10, so Powell has doubled up Mountain View once again here in set number 2. Mountain View leading by a set, however. Blocked at the net there. Haley Herford gets it over. Bugis in the back row after a push from Powell. Lindy Herford pushes it up the sideline, and in comes, I believe that was Rose Graft. Yes, Rose Graft probably saved that one from going out of bounds, and unfortunately for her, she was not able to make clean contact on it, and it goes out of play. 20-11 is the score. Mountain View serving, trailing by 9. Jenkins gets the serve over to Henny. Back row just pushed over there and kept alive. Nope. Jenkins had to come in, try to pancake that ball, but was not attacked from Aubrey Stenerson, just kind of pushed, but pushed in such a way that it was a good play, and it worked out for Powell. 21-11 here in set number 2. Jenkins comes in, takes the serve. Georges takes away from Bugis on the second ball. Push to the back line, and that's going to work out for Mountain View as Ashton Henny literally dove out of bounds and touched it as the ball was about to hit the ground. I don't know why she did that. I think she lost her position on the court, and that will not make head coach Randy Bonander happy, as the last 2 Mountain View points have come off of balls that were probably going out of bounds, being touched or saved unnecessarily. That's a double hit there from Powell, and just like that, Mountain View trailing by 8 here, 21-13. We'll try to make this second set closer. Bonander in the middle, going to set it up wide, and that is out of bounds there, Aubrey Stenerson. And no, it is a touch. Haley Stevens emphatically saying, no, 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 I did not touch that ball at the net. And she seems very, very emphatic about that one. But unfortunately for her, it's not going to work out in her favor. They did say a touch, so 22-14. Just as a neutral observer, I'm not trying to be favorable towards Mountain View. I did not think that there was a touch at the net, but obviously the official's there for a reason. 22-13 in the middle, and that one sent over the head of Frankie Jenkins by Rachel Bonander, daughter of Randy Bonander, the head coach. And it is 23-13, so just looked like when Mountain View was maybe going to go on a run, the unfortunate call for them gives Powell a 24-13 advantage as the jump ball after the first ball kind of went right over the net, hanging there, and Devin Curtis wasted no time getting that one. And it's a set point here for Powell, leading 24-13. Frankie Jenkins, Georges, outside, Haley Herford. Diving effort there from Powell, keeps it alive. Stevens, Georges on the outside, Haley Herford, Lindy Herford rather, makes a running effort on it and hits it into the net. So 25-12 Mountain View after one set, 25-13 after 2 sets. We are all even here on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. Stay tuned. This might be a full 5-set match. We played best of 5 here, so which team will take set 3 and get one step closer to that 3rd place match?
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
You're in good hands when you choose Dr. Stosage and Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties for dental implants and wisdom tooth extractions. They work with passion and focus. They use techniques and technologies that are modern and precise. With 2 decades of experience, their skills are highly specialized. If you need teeth extractions or dental implants placed, come see Dr. Stosage or Dr. Buick at Wyoming Dental Specialties, 50 Park Road, or call us at 307-789-9034.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Back here at the Casper Events Center in Casper, Wyoming, where the Powell Lady Panthers and the Mountain View Lady Buffalo competing to get the right to play in that third place match, which will take place later today at 2 p.m. Have been speaking on and off today with head coach Brescia Hansen via text. Said that she's going to bring her team around 2:30 before her 4 p.m. championship match. And that one is off the block immediately after the serve from Mountain View, and Frankie Jenkins gets the kill there, and it is a Mountain View point to lead off set number 3. Mountain View leading 1-0 here, and serving now after Powell opened the second set serving. Lindy Herford serves, gets it over the net. Thorrington attacks, and there was a whistle there for a second. The sideline official, the lines judge, had been waving her hands and trying to get the attention of the chair official. She said it went on the outside of the pole, the outside of the antenna, and went out of play. Usually the official right in front of that would catch that, but they did say she had maybe had a better angle on it, but it went on the other side of the pole, so that's Mountain View's point, and it's 2-0. Lindy Herford, Georges, Stevens looking to put her away. Thorrington was there. Henny in the back row will attack this, the libero. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins going to attack it. Hartley Thorrington is there, sends it up. Stenerson gives it over to Ostermiller. Ostermiller, free ball. Back onto the Mountain View side. Powell, dangerous ball at the net there, but still alive. Long rally here. Ostermiller going to set it up middle. Haney cannot finish. Georges on the outside. Jenkins looking to finish it. Jenkins over to Ostermiller. Second ball is going to be rolled over the net there from Devin Curtis. Georges on the outside. Frankie Jenkins going for that sideline, and she got it. 3-0 Mountain View on a run here to start the third set. After the team that got the first point of each set has won, so if that's any indication, Mountain View might win this set, if you believe in coincidences. Lindy Herford makes a dive for it. Bugas almost jumps over her, but keeps it alive. 3-0 here on the outside. Thorrington blocked at the net, back onto the Powell side, and it's 4-0 quickly here in set number 3, as Mountain View has gone on a run here and hopes to keep it going with Lindy Herford serving, and Herford sends it barely over the net. It didn't touch the net, but it nearly did go over the net there. Haley Herford skipping like the Wizard of Oz. Dorothy. A lot to be happy about if you're Mountain View. You're having fun here in Casper. All sisters, the Herford sisters, playing really well today. Stevens rolls it off the net, and that is going to be off the hands of Stenerson, well out of play, and that's a 6-0 lead for Mountain View. They are rolling here in set number 3. As Lindy Herford back to serve again. In comes Ostermiller, keeps it alive, sent to the back corner. Haley Herford sent it the wrong direction, but Bugas is there, and Lindy Herford just taps it over the net. Free ball, Ostermiller, Thorrington on the outside, and Bugas let it go. She jumps up off of her knees in celebration because that ball was out of play, and it is 7-0 here. Mountain View leading here in set number 3 after losing set number 2, 25-13. First ball sent over the net. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins looking to finish this one. Henny is there. Ostermiller just taps it over the net. Mountain View a little out of position, but no need there. Stevens back to Georges on the outside. Frankie Jenkins, she's going to swing, block. Bugis is there to recover, though. Third ball pushed over from Haley Herford, and there's a ball coming into the court. No stoppage of, yes, there was. Okay, so no stoppage originally, but the chair umpire did see the ball come in. A Powell player had to flick it off the court, so in fairness, we're going to replay that point, and it is 7-0 here. As Lindy Herford serves once again. On the outside, Ostermiller, back row attack. Bugis there on a dig. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins swinging, and Frankie Jenkins connects right in front of that side judge in the back right corner. And Randy Bonander will call a timeout. Not pleased with how her team has come out here in this third set, trailing 8-0. We're going to stay right here on mylocalradio.com and KADQ 98.3. Both teams looking to compete here as Diana Timms crouches in front of her team sitting on the bench. Randy Bonander, a lot of pointing and shouting going on in their huddle, standing up on the left side of the court. Not sure what Diana Timms can say to her team here in the third set other than just keep the energy the same. Keep that energy up when you see me in person kind of thing. As Lindy Herford has got on a 7-0 serving run after Powell opened the set. And Mountain View won the point. It is 8-0, and both teams have broken their huddle simultaneously here. And we are ready to get back to action as Haley Herford, I don't know, doing some more dancing. Not sure exactly how much energy the Herfords and Allie Bugis have, but seems like an unlimited supply because they are very active always, even when a point's not going on. Haley Herford takes the ball, and Haley Herford bumps it over the net there, and it is out of play off of the Thorington attack, and that is Powell's first point of the third set. So 8-1 here. Powell trailing. Mountain View leading 8-1. Tied at one set apiece in this match. Bugis over to Georges. Georges is going to bump it straight up in the air. Jenkins just kind of rolls it over the net. On the outside, swinging for it, and that is out of play. So that is a miss hit there from Powell, and that will give it right back to Mountain View with a 9-1 advantage, and Haley Stevens back to serve as Bugis checks out for Rinker. And that is out of play. So Haley Stevens' serve goes out of play, and that is a 9-2 advantage for Mountain View here. As both of Mountain View's points they've conceded here in this third set have come on errors under their own volition. And that's a service error from Powell. So certainly not how you want to continue the set. Cannot just give free points away. Either team cannot give free points away. And those service errors are the easiest points to win because you literally don't have to do anything to win the point. Henny receives the serve. On the outside, swinging for it, Thorington. Bugis keeps it alive on a dig. Georges bumps it over, and a back row attack from Lindy Herford goes into the net. And Lindy Herford taps her chest, says, "My bad," and Powell will get the point as she high-fives her sister. Back to serve is Thorington, Hartley Thorington. Bugis, Georges on the outside, and that is right off the face once again of a Powell. No, actually, they're pointing towards the Powell side. I think they might have called a double hit, I guess. I didn't see that, but a double hit gives the ball to Powell. Unfortunately for Powell, the defender still took one off the face. Feels a little bit better when you win the point, but still. Bonander in the middle, going to attack this one, trying to go to that far left sideline, and she taps it off of Frankie Jenkins' hands and out of play, and that's a 10-5 advantage. So a couple points in a row here for Powell in this third set, trying to get back into it after trailing 8-0, and that one another service error. I think the third service error already for Powell here in this third set. They trail 11-5. Cannot win a set with probably 4 or 5 service errors is dangerous territory. Anything more than that, usually you're not going to win a set if you have that many service errors. And off of that serve, it goes off Powell and into the 4A court adjoining, stopping their action mid-play, and it's 12-5. So an ace there from Frankie Jenkins. She will try to duplicate that result. This one gets over the net. Bonander going to set it up wide. And this one, Stenderson is there. Third ball being pushed over from Lindy Herford. Rinker in the middle looking for a block on Bonander. Doesn't get it. Bugis in the back row dives to her left. Cannot get it. And right on that left sideline, if you're facing the Powell side, that is a Powell point. Powell going left to right on your dial or on your computer screen. Mountain View going right to left. Georges in the middle. Put away there by Haley Herford as right in between Henny and Aubrey Stenderson of Powell. And Bugis will take the ball. Yes, the ball girl not paying attention momentarily there. Bugis almost had to come over and take it from her. And Bugis serves, gets it over the net. Bonander tapped, kept alive. Stevens. Third ball, miscommunication, diving effort there from Lindy Herford. Had come in at the last second and keep that alive. And that is straight through the court for Bonander, and Bugis, Jenkins in between the two of them. Neither of them went for it, and it hits the back line, and it is 13-7. So 13-7. Powell trailing, trying to fight their way back into this one after conceding the first 8 points of this third set. Georges, after a Jenkins receive of the serve, sets it over to Haley Herford, and they're going to say that one did touch a Powell player, but no need as Georges goes chasing into the 4A court after it, and it hits the ground. So 13-8, Powell has fought their way into this one, looking to continue this match. Henny serving, Bugis, Georges in the middle, and that's going to be put away there. That was Lindy Herford. Lindy Herford getting all of that one. And it is 14-8. 14-8 in this one. And serving is Haley Herford. Haley Herford serves it straight through the court out of play. 14-9 now the score. Haley Herford showing her sister, pointing towards her arm and saying, yeah, I got too much muscle on that right hand of mine. So kind of sticks up her hands and say, what can I do? Georges, second ball over to Stevens. Stevens attacks it, goes to the back right corner, cannot find it. And into the net, Hartley Thornton trying to get the kill. Ends the point, but unfortunately for her, not in the way she had hoped, as that one goes into the net. It's 15-9, Mountain View leading. This one's going to be set up in the middle. Henny attacking it. Jump ball at the net. Thornton skied to put that first ball back onto the Mountain View side. The ball does go over to Frankie Jenkins after a gorgeous set from Georges. And Frankie Jenkins puts it away. A little wordplay there. 16-9, Mountain View leading. Haley Herford just kind of slapped at that one. The ball kind of went through her hands. She put her hands on her head after that one, knowing that was not her best effort. Was not called for a double hit, though, and Bugis, because the ball was so low, she had to take such a weird angle at it. She could not get that ball up and over the net, so it goes into the net. 16-10 in this one. Jenkins. Stevens in the middle attacking. Kept alive there. Stenderson back row attack for Henny again. Bugis and Haley Herford let it go, and it goes out of play. So a hitting error from the back row there of the libero, Ashton Henny. And Stevens on the back line will serve. Gets it over the net. Back set there, and that was Powell trying to finish the point. Cannot. Frankie Jenkins on the outside. And Frankie Jenkins right in front of the diving Ashton Henny. And that's going to be another Mountain View point, leading 18-10 in this one. So just when it seems like Powell is trying to get close and cut that deficit within 8, Mountain View gets a couple points in a row and just kind of keeping that distance at an arm's length here in the third set. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins, and Frankie Jenkins plants that one off of Bonander as she winds up on her backside after trying to dig that one, and in comes Henny on the back line. 19-10 in this one. Stevens serving. Diving effort from Henny, and Henny sends it into her own bench and out of play. Bonander kind of looking up and down her bench, and immediately after Henny was not able to deal with that one, she puts back in Bonander. So experimentation going in the back row, and this serve will go right to Bonander. Bonander able to keep it alive, blocked at the net. Rinker comes down with it, however, and that's going to be a Powell point. So 20-11 here. Powell back to serve. The Lady Panthers. Jaslyn Haney serves. Georges on the outside. Jenkins into the net, and Jenkins taps her chest after that one, says, my bad. And it's 20-12. 20-12, Powell with the lead. Powell tied in sets, trailing here, but serving. 20-12, Mountain View leads here. Set number 3, Rinker in the middle, going to get set up, and she's going to go to that back left corner. Rinker attacks it from the middle, goes back left, and finds an open space unoccupied by a Powell defender, and it is in play. 21-12 here. Georges gets a signal from her coach, and she will serve. Henny in the middle, takes the serve. Bonander blocked at the net once again by Rinker. Kind of nodding her head as that one is Rinker as she comes down with the ball again there. Get some instruction from Lindy Herford in the back row saying, hey, just kind of stick your hands up and stonewall them and push the ball forward. Don't let it come back on your own side. And no need for the ball to come back on the Mountain View side after that one. Frankie Jenkins attacks it. Bonander blocked it, then tried to get it off of the block. Diving effort could not save it. And it's 22-13. Back to serve, Frankie Jenkins. Line drive over the net, and a diving effort there in the back row. Not able to save it was number 21, Jasmine Lensgrave. And that's an ace, 23-13. Jenkins back to serve here. Now be 2 points away from taking this third set. Going up 2-1. Bonander going to set this up wide. Kept alive, Stenerson. This is going to be back set to Haley Herford, and Haley Herford taps it over a double block there. Diving in was a Powell defender, Sabrina Schutman, but she was not quick enough to get there, and it's a set point for Mountain View, 24-13 here. Sounds familiar to last set, only in the other direction. Henny over to Lindy Herford. Georges going to set this up. A bad set there. Goes on to the Powell side. Powell not expecting it. It lands on the ground there. Sabrina Schutman at the last second realized, oh, that ball is on my side of the court. And that's how the third set ends, 25-13. So 25-12, 13-25, and 25-13. Mountain View with the lead here. 2-1 going into set number 4 on KADQ 98.3 and mylocalradio.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dog here. I want to talk to you about PetMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PetMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PetMinerals.com.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
back here at the Casper Event Center for what could potentially be the final set of Powell's season. They're hoping that's not the case. Powell will need to win this set and the next in order to play for that third place match later today, scheduled at 2 p.m. Serve from Mountain View gets over. Powell blocked at the net, back onto the Powell side. Mountain View gets the ball back on a free ball. Frankie Jenkins gives it back to Powell. Powell keeps it alive, slams it off the block of Haley Stevens, and that goes out of play off the hands of Stevens, and that will be another Powell point. So Powell has taken the first point of set number 4. If any of the first 3 sets were an indication, Powell might win this one, because the first 3 sets, the team to take the first point won the set. It's a little trend for you. 2-0 here as that one attacked on the outside. Haley Herford sends it long out of play. Serve from Stenerson, kept it alive. Stevens on the outside. Ostermiller. Stenerson over to Hartley Thornton. Hartley Thornton cannot finish it. Jump ball at the net, just tapped over from Georges onto the Powell side. Powell gives the free ball back to Mountain View. Tapped over, a double block there. Kept alive, back to the Mountain View side. Mountain View gives another free ball back after the first ball. They just pushed it over the net. Hartley Thornton attacks it at the net. Blocked. Might have been blocked, might have just went into the net. I'm not exactly sure, but either way, it falls on the Powell side, and it's 2-1. Mountain View gets a point here, and they're now trailing in this 4th set, but they're on the board. Stevens, low liner over the net there. Henny comes in with a dive. Rinker blocked at the net there. Huge effort by Sabrina Shootman to reject that one. Kept alive. Jenkins, third ball, needing to be bumped over. Jenkins just does that. Kept alive. The Herford sisters both touch it. Jenkins bumps it over. Ostermiller going to set this up in the middle, attacking that, and that was Jasmine's. Is the point over? Yes, it did hit the ground there. Jasmine Lensgrave in on that one. Jasmine Lensgrave gets credit with the kill. As it looked like for a moment, Mountain View kept it alive on a pancake when they put their hand flat on the ground and the ball hits the top of your hand, not the floor, but the up official did say the ball hit the ground. On the outside, Frankie Jenkins attacking this after the serve receive, and she gets it right in front of the hands of Stenerson, who sent it on a line drive to her teammate, kind of at the knees, not able to do anything with it. And it's 3-2, Powell leading here in set number 4. On the outside, just tapped and blocked in the middle. Rinker right there. Rinker able to stop that one. As Rinker took the line drive, just kind of pushed slap over the net there and said, no thank you. We're not going to deal with that one right now. And we're all tied at 3 here. Blocked again by Rinker in the middle. Huge block there. Kept alive, however, by Powell. And Powell on the outside. Stenerson back row attack. Sends it long out of play. And that's a Mountain View point. So Mountain View has their first lead here in set number 4. A few fans that have made the trip to Casper out here enjoying themselves on a Saturday morning, looking to play into the afternoon in the 3rd place match. On the outside, swung and missed. That is Sabrina Shootman trying to attack that on the outside, could not get it. And it is 5-3 Mountain View. Quickly, a little 3-0 run here has given them a 5-3 advantage. This one's going to be set up on the outside. Shootman just taps it over. Georges going to set up Rinker in the middle. Rinker right up the middle of the court. Ostermiller. And I believe that was Henny. Yes, Henny. Both come together, but ball was in the middle of them and nobody touched it. So it's 6-3, and back to serve is Georges again. In the middle, Thornton, and Hartley Thornton misses that one into the net, and it is 7-3. Head coach Randy Bonander hops off the bench. I was wondering if she was going to call a timeout. She does not. She just goes over to talk to her daughter and some assistant coaches on the other side of the bench. And that one's tapped over the net there from Powell, and that's going to be a point for the Lady Panthers, as a couple Mountain View players dive for it, but could not get it. And Henny, Ashton Henny, back to serve, with her team trailing 2-1 and 7-4 here in set number 4. Georges going to set this up in the middle. Rinker, out of play. Rinker missed that one. Tried to go on that far left sideline towards the 4A court, but she missed by a couple of feet there. And it is 8-4. Actually, it was off a touch. It is 8-4 because they said it was touched at the net there from Powell. So I was wondering how Rinker missed that badly. It was off of a touch. That is how. So look, we have officials here. I missed that one. Bugus keeps it alive. Jenkins over to Rinker. Rinker bumps it over. Free ball. Ostermiller on the outside and kept alive momentarily. And the third ball coming in. A little miscommunication. There's a big circle of Mountain View players around it. Not sure who's going to get it. And at the last minute, Georges had to come in and try to hit it, but it was too late. So 8-5. Bugus, Georges on the outside. Haley Herford taps it over. Kept alive momentarily, and that is out of play. And that's going to be a Mountain View point. 9-5 in this one. Bugus back to serve. We'll see if she can go on another service run as she has in the past. That one rolls off the hands of Lensgrave. Lensgrave bumps it over the net. Bugus, Georges going to back set to Haley Herford. Blocked, but Georges on the first ball picks it up. Lindy Herford pushes it to the back left corner where Lensgrave is. Bonander just bumps it over the net. Free ball attacked from Mountain View and goes back onto the Mountain View side. Bugus sends the third ball over to Lindy Herford, and Lindy Herford sends that one into the net, and that is out of play after hitting the net and hitting the ground there. And it is 9-5 in this one. 9-5 is the lead. Or now 9-6. They had not updated the scoreboard. So back to serve is Ostermiller. Kept alive. Georges. And a back set to Haley Herford. Haley Herford gets over the net. Colliding players. Rolling on the ground is Lensgrave. After Ostermiller was kneed her in the head. Still alive as Lindy Herford off the block of Bonander. Bonander missed it on the initial block, but it was just a tap over. So when she landed on the ground, Bonander kind of leaning backwards, tried to keep it alive with her hand. And unfortunately, had she let it go, her teammate was right there, but she knocked it out of play after touching it. Bonander sends this third ball over. Georges in the middle. Stevens gets set. Stevens still alive. Lensgrave sends it over the net. Did it go out of play? It did, yes. On the outside of the antenna. You have to go on those two, on the inside of the two large poles sticking up out of the net. This one went on the wrong side of the antenna and crossed the net, so it was out of play, ruled by the lines judge. And that serve is straight out of play there as Haley Herford looks on in disbelief. If she missed that one, she's saying, no way that I missed that serve. Gets a nice punch in the chest from her sister, Lindy Herford. Not sure if that was a, hey, get your act together, or it's okay. Lindy Herford just kind of smacks it over the net, cross court, alive from Powell, and Powell punches it over the net there. A bad second ball led to Sabrina Schutman just kind of having to deal with that one, and she sent it out of play. So 12-7 in this fourth set as Mountain View has the lead here in serving. Lindy Herford over to Lensgrave. Ostermiller in the middle, blocked at the net, kept alive. Push to the back line. Herford, Georges in the middle. Stevens blocked at the net, kept alive, and Allen attacked on the first ball. A jump ball right at the net. Powell put it away there, wasting no time on that one. That was number 14, Devin Curtis, who has been very active here in this fourth set. Not looking to go home yet. Georges over to Jenkins. Jenkins keeps it alive. Ostermiller winds up on her butt. And that one, Henny from the back row, all the way on the back line, just tried to put it over on a free ball and could not get it over the net. It is 13-8. That is an 8. Once again, scoreboards are really small here, so I have to squint when it's a 6 or an 8. But it is 13-8. Rinker and Georges come together to get the second ball. And both of them back off at the last minute, and the ball falls in between them. So a little miscommunication there as that one not able to be handled, and it's 13-9. This one put over the net there from Powell. Rinker sends the free ball over the net. In the middle, Hartley Thornton sends it over the net. Georges on the outside, Frankie Jenkins. And Frankie Jenkins misses long, out of play there. And it's 13-10. So 13-10 in this one. Mountain View with the lead, but Powell trying to fight their way back into it. Have gotten a couple points in a row here. Lindy Herford, Georges on the outside. Frankie Jenkins blocked, but Lindy Herford right behind that is able to pick it up. Rinker sends it to the back line. Ostermiller keeps it alive, and that one is well out of play there. Sabrina Schutman just tried to send a free ball over. I think she might have lost herself on the court because she was like right in the middle of the court, and she hit it as if she was about 10 feet out of the court and needed everything she got. And that one goes well out of play. On the outside, Sabrina Schutman taps it over the block. Allie Georges, Bugis over to Georges, and Georges can't get it over the net, and it's 14-11. So this fourth set, tightest set we've had here, as it's been 25-12, 25-13, 25-13. I guess 13-25 in the second set if you want to keep it consistent with scoring. As Powell won the second set. That's a double hit there. I believe that was in the back line. I believe that was called on Stenerson. Trying to set that over to Bonander. Gets called for a double hit, and it's 15-11. Back to serve is Frankie Jenkins. Frankie Jenkins serving. Gets it in. On the outside, swinging for it. Blocked at the net. Rinker comes down with it, but is able to keep it alive. Lindy Herford comes in, just stabs it over the net. Thorington sends it long, and there is a touch. Yes, both lines judges had the touch there, so you know that there's definitely a touch on that one, and it's 15-12 as Thorington sends it off the block and out of play. 15-12, Thorington back to serve, jump serve, gets it over. Jenkins over to Georges in the middle. Haley Herford slams it off the block of Sabrina Schutman and into the vacant 4A court. The 4A court has finished in 3 sets there, so they will await their next match starting at 2 p.m., the third place match. So there's nothing going on there, so no need for any balls to come into the 3A court, which is a relief. And it's 16-12, and that one tried to be put over from Lensgrave, and Lensgrave on a bump just sends it in a line drive right into the net there, a miss hit, and it's 17-12. Rolled over the net there, and Lensgrave makes a dive, but Bugis comes up with an ace. Bugis will always be able to see if the defenders are pushed too far back or not, and Randy Bonander hops up off the bench, animated, wants a timeout. We're going to take a timeout too on mylocalradio.com and KADQ 98.3.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Well, the message is pretty simple. If you are a Powell player, in that Powell needs this set to continue playing on their season. If their season ends, if they lose this match, their season will end. They trail this one 18-12 here in set number 4. Mountain View looking to play one more match today, and that will be the third place match if they win. Serve from Bugis goes right off the outstretched hands of Lensgrave, and well out of play there. That is the power of Bugis for you, especially when she serves. She's a line drive rocket serve or a floater serve. This one will be a floater serve. Haney makes a diving save in the middle, and that is Haley Stevens putting it away off the face of Lensgrave. I've said that a lot today, where a player has seen one connect off of her face from Powell. Might be a couple bruises to deal with tomorrow. 20-12 here as Mountain View leads in set number 4. They also lead 2-1. Bugis keeps it alive. Georges on the outside, going to set it up to Lindy Herford, and the line judge dives out of the way as that was coming for her head, and it goes about 5 to 6 feet out of play there, and it's 20-13. So Powell is going to need a run, and they're going to need it quick here as their time here in Casper is evaporating before their eyes. Frankie Jenkins over to Georges. Haley Stevens taps it, keeps it alive. Ostermiller in the middle, kept alive. Bugis Second ball, Georges. Third ball, needing to get someone in. Both Frankie Jenkins and Haley Stevens were staring at each other like, okay, she's going to get it. No one did, and the ball falls to the court. So 20-14 is the lead here for Mountain View in set number 4. Austin Miller serves. Bugis receives. Georges over to Lindy Herford. Lindy Herford keeps it alive momentarily. This one's over the net. Georges on the outside. Haley Herford blocked at the net. Just kind of pokes at it with her forearm and gets it back over the net there. Blocked at the net, Stevens. Second ball, Jenkins. Third ball, Bugis just bumped over. Free ball to Bonander. Back onto the Mountain View side, and Powell able to keep it alive, send a free ball back. In the middle, Haley Stevens attacking. Blocked at the net there. Outstretched hands of Bugis knocked the ball out of play. And it's 20-15 here. So Powell, a couple points in a row. Their fans are on their feet trying to get their team into it here. Ostermiller back to serve again. Ostermiller barely creeps over the net, gets it there. Georgia's second ball. Haley Herford pushes it. Ostermiller going to back set this. Sabrina Shootman, diving effort there from Bugis as she collides in the back row with Kelsey Georges, and that is going to be a timeout for Diana Timms. So 3 points in a row for Powell. Randy Bonander getting it high fives all around in her team huddle as she's smiling, hoping that this continues here. Powell will get really close in a tight huddle, and Mountain View going to sit on the bench, have Diana Timms talk to them and say, hey, let's close this thing out. This is not over. We might have been up 20-13, but do not let this Powell team fight their way back into this fourth set. It looks like the Mountain View huddle is more animated than the Powell huddle. The last timeout we had from Powell, Randy Bonander, very animated, going up and down the line of between her team and saying, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? If you want this, we have to do it right now. It seems to be paying off, at least right now. They still trail 20-16 as Mountain View exits their huddle. Diana Timms pleased with what her team had to say. And Austin Miller dribbling the ball, ready to serve. She will get it over the net. Bugis bumps over to Georges. Haley Herford taps it over the net. Kept alive. Frankie Jenkins. Georges. Bugis sends it to the back line. Lensgrave comes in. Lindy Herford taps it way up in the air over to Georges. Back to Lindy Herford. All the way into the 4A court there, and just the angle on that is not going to be beneficial. But a good effort there from Penny, who ran midway into the vacant 4A court to hit that ball. It's just she had to hit it kind of over her head and back towards the 3A court, so it was not going to work out there. Ostermiller sets up Bonander. Tapped at the net there. Stevens on the free ball, could not finish it. Kept alive momentarily, picked up off the net, goes onto the Powell side, back onto the Powell side after a Mountain View dive from Haley Herford, and the ball hits the ground there. Miscommunication from Powell, and that is going to be a Mountain View point. So that ball went into the net. A diving effort from Kelsey. Georges was able to bump it, kind of set it backwards, and her team got it over the net. Austin Miller going to set this up wide. Not able to be finished there. Haley Stevens looking to finish it. She's going to tap it up the sideline, and she's got it right on that near side in front of the Powell bench. And a timeout for Randy Bonander. Her final timeout, maybe of the match, as the Mountain View fans get on their feet. They lead 23-16 here, as the Mountain View Buffaloes are 2 points away from a third-place match against Douglas later on today. Douglas defeated Lander in 3 sets. So Douglas has been waiting and watching. I do see them in the corner of the gym, kind of just spectating everything, trying to see who they will play, maybe gain some last-minute advantages, as they will have about a 2-hour break if the match ends right about now. Next match is not scheduled to begin until 2 p.m., so it is 11:45 right now, and both teams will maybe grab some lunch, grab some breakfast, energy bar or something, and just kind of wait it out until their next match, as the building will be cleared of spectators since there is a different session here. Of course, 1A and 2A still going on. Serve over the net. Bonander sends a free ball back to Mountain View on the outside. Lindy Hereford cannot finish it. Bugis back to Lindy Hereford, looking for the second try, cannot finish it. Ostermiller comes in, sets it up wide to Stenderson. Bugis in the back row receives. Georges on the outside. Lindy Hereford pushed to the back line. Bonander sets it up to Stenderson, and Stenderson stepped underneath the net. She was trying to tiptoe along the line and could not do it. And it is 24-16. Set and match point here for Mountain View. They're going to have 7 of them. 7 of them if they need it. They'll try to end it on this one. Haley Hereford through the court, straight out of play. Dangerous move there by Stenderson. She let it go, and it did go out of play. But a dangerous initiative there on a 24-16 set and match point. 24-17, Bonander back to serve, looking to continue this match, and she will get the serve over the net. Lindy Hereford, Georges on the outside. Haley Stevens blocked. Bugis, Lindy Hereford just taps it over the net. Ostermiller going to set this one up. Tapped over the net there. Looked like a Powell play where it went under the net. No call. Bonander takes this first ball over to Ostermiller in the back row. Attacked by Hartley Thornton. Kept alive. Georges on the outside. Lindy Hereford looking to finish it. Just taps it over the block. Able to keep it alive. Bonander comes in. Just sends a free ball over. Georges going to set it up wide. Lindy Hereford, third time's the charm, and it is up the sideline in play, and that's how this match ends. 25-17. Mountain View wins this one 25-12, 13-25, 25-12, and 25-17. The Mountain View Buffaloes are in the third place match at 2 p.m. against Douglas, live on KADQ at 98.3 and mylocalradio.com. Please join us then. Once again, I'm Sean Bennett. Thank you for tuning in on your Saturday morning. We really would appreciate if you join us at 2 p.m. where we will have back-to-back matches. We have the third place match between Mountain View and Douglas, and the championship match for the 3A West against the 3A East. Both teams the number 1 seed out of the East and the West. The Lyman Eagles against the Rawlins Outlaws. That is at 4 p.m. following our 2 p.m. third place match. So stay tuned on My Local Radio and KADQ. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett, signing off. Thanks for joining us, and join us later for some more volleyball action.